Hi, I'm Docent Vicki at Point Lobos State Natural Reserve here in Carmel, California. And this is Docent Ed. Ed, what are we going to be talking about today?
I thought we would talk about reading. Reading rocks. And rocks are kind of like books. Books have chapters that tell you what was going on over a period of time. So do rocks. We're going to see some of that. We're going to see some chapters in these rocks. But books also have pages. And if you want to know what's going on at any one time, you have to read a page. But if you want to know what's happening through time, the story, you have to look at a whole bunch of pages. So we're going to be looking at chapters, we're going to be looking at pages, and we're going to be looking at sets of pages that tell us what was going on the floor of a submarine canyon thousands of feet below the surface of the sea about 50 million years ago.
Wow, so we get to read the rocks to find out what happened at that point in time, that page in history.
That's right.
Oh boy, where do we look first, Ed?
Well, we can start with these rocks right in front of us. So if we look at the rock right here, it tells us what was going on at any one time. Over right here, if we look at this rock right here, it tells us a whole lot about what was happening. And there were animals that lived in the mud. The dark material was mud, and there were animals that lived in it. Look at this tube.
Wow.
And these are open tubes that an animal lived in. And here, a bigger animal crawled through the sand and mud and mixed them all up as it went. We don't know what that animal was. Mostly we don't know the kind of animals that made these traces or trails in the rocks, but we know they were there, and we can make some guesses as to what kind of animals they were. So that's the story of looking right down on one page. But if we want to look at what happens through time, we want to see the history, then we have to look at a set of rocks. So as we come up, we've got lots of light-colored sand with all sorts of traces in it made by animals. Over here is a beautiful one. But as we go this way, the sand gets less and less and less. That's history. That's almost a chapter in itself, a little chapter, as we go in this submarine canyon where these rocks formed. And in this particular period of time, this chapter tells us of a time when we were getting sand flows coming through pretty commonly, but not so commonly that animals couldn't make burrows and passageways through the sand. But by the time we get up there, a little bit higher in this section, where the sands get thinner and thinner, and then they just disappeared. Those light-colored streaks are all sandstone beds, and you can see they just sort of vanish as we get up there. And what that says is that this was a time when we were getting sand coming in and less sand, and then it got very, very quiet in the submarine canyon.
Wow, so Ed, you're right. Looking at these different layers of rock, a series of them, is just like reading a book. If you can read the layers and the things happening in the rocks, it's like reading a book. That is so exciting. I didn't know you can read the rocks like that. So we challenge you to go out and find some layered rocks in your neighborhood. Tell us the story. Write and draw some chapters. What do the rocks tell you? You read the rocks. Let us know what you find, and come and visit us here at Point Lobos State Natural Reserve in Carmel, California.